nothing traditional about these Esper Hero lists. I think Esper Hero, if you want to like jump into the format and pick a deck that's going to be relevant every week, this Esper Hero list is where you want to be.
All right.
It's got a ton of flex spots. So you could be Planeswalker heavy, you can pressure Planeswalkers.
You can play these Thought Erasures.
Thought Erasure is really good in this format.
Okay, look at this hand. It's got a Paradise Druid. We've got an Arboreal Grazer. We've got Nissa's Sacrifice.
Why would we get an Arboreal Grazer here?
Unknown.
Nissa's Triumph is the card.
Triumph, I'm sorry.
Nissa didn't have to sacrifice anything.
That's a completely different Magic the Gathering card. Yeah, this is Triumph. This is when he's winning. 2 basic forest cards if you control a forest. Or you control a Nissa. Search your library for 3 land cards.
Yeah, I think you just have to take the Nissa here.
So wait, do you get to get non-forests if you control Nissa? Is it a thing?
Search your library for up to 3 land cards.
Is that? Am I reading that card correctly?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Did I misunderstand this card the first time I read it?
Get your Tron lands.
Get your Tron lands. So
Gotta have
maybe
a Nissa,
we were
but
just
yeah.
BSing about Oathbreaker. Maybe I want to play 3 mana Nissa, and then Nissa's Triumph is my card, and just get all the damn lands and just cast like
All the
giant
damn
things.
lands. Yeah. Go big.
Go
Or
big.
go
So
home.
it pairs well with Arboreal Grazer here. So you get to go get 2 forests, play one of them, cast the Arboreal Grazer, and then put the other one into play. So you're really coming out ahead. I didn't realize this interaction existed until just now.
Yeah, it's not an interaction I would build a deck around, as these Arboreal Grazers are pretty laughable.
I don't know. Mono red is a actual presence in this format, and an Arboreal
It doesn't
Grazer.
actually do anything to a mono red deck, does
Yeah,
it?
it does. So okay, here's what mono. Here's the whole thing.
Here's the whole thing.
The whole thing is It also blocks Thief.
Thief of Sanity? Yeah, Thief of Sanity just doesn't exist in this format right now. But when it did, it was relevant.
If you can prevent mono red from pointing spells at your life total, you're coming out ahead.
Yeah, but so all of mono red's creatures are 2-drops, or are 2 power, except for a Chain Whirler. So if you just jam like a 2 into this guy and then drop a Chain Whirler, that's a wrap, right?
Yeah, it helps.
Plus,
Here's
it
an
doesn't
attack for 2.
actually, like, doesn't actually buff your life total. It's sweet on turn 1.
Yeah, but it's a bad draw later in the game.
Yeah, like later in the game, it doesn't stop them from just burning you out. The Bell Haunt. Yeah, Bell Haunt's a good one.
Gonna discard Ugin here. Wonder why we didn't just. Because he tried to resolve
Yeah, he tried to cast the
Karn. And so the next thing that he casts here is going to be a giant spell, I'm sure of it.
A big boy. I don't know about that. He was hellbent. He just top-decked the card.
Here's 3 from the Bell Hunt. That card doesn't fly. Are you aware of that?
Well aware.
All right, fantastic.
Would be pretty nuts if it flew.
All those double cards, you know,
Dubs.
wouldn't, you know, no amount of abilities would surprise me on them.
Okay. Before we went on, we were talking about Oathbreaker. I was thinking about playing the Gruul one in that format.
Oh, yeah? Is it a legend? Or are you
No.
just putting it in your Gruul-colored deck?
Putting it in the Gruul-colored deck.
Noted. Yeah, I don't know that I'll spend the time to get into the Oathbreaker format, but
Here's the Baby Jace.
it sounds pretty cool. Sounds like a fun pastime. Like, I spent the time to build a... what was that 60-card commander format?
Tiny Leaders?
No, not tiny leaders. It was the standard one, Brawl. I built one of those. Never came.
You never really got to play it.
Nothing ever came of it. It did.
Bend.
Bonds of Flourishing will stay on top. I did, however, like retain several valuable cards by building that deck that I then needed later. that was a win.
Yeah. So my Brawl deck, I was playing Vraska. I had the Immortal Sun in there.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Carnage Tyrant in there.
Sure, yeah.
Wayward Swordtooth in there.
Is that card up in value?
Yeah, just like a good tenner.
All right, who knew the Wayward Swordtooth was a tenner? I swear, playing Commander, even though like it's not my favorite format, it has made me more money than any other format previous. Like, just because like these standard cards will come out, and I'll be like, oh, this will be fun to slot in my deck, and I would like pick up a Swordtooth at $2.
Yeah.
And now it's in my Bros deck.
It's in the Bros.
Earning me a little 10 spot, so not mad about it. So what Max has done here is he's gone really wide as Matt has tried to gain any kind of traction with his big, fat green deck. So he's just looking for a threat here.
Needs to find a Nissa.
So Nissa's great here because it's not it's not only a threat, it's a solution. So it's going to help him block here. So he gets the land as a 3/3.
Untaps it.
Untaps it.
It gains vigilance.
It's a vigilant forest. Don't.
Oh, now we're getting 3 lands. Yeah, so now he can get these blast zones. He's got Karn's Bastion in his deck.
So yeah, this is where you see the power of Nissa's triumph. It can search up any land once you control the Nissa. And
I don't know that I'd call it power, but it's there.
it's a pretty powerful play.
Yeah, pretty solid. Is Farrell here tonight? Of course Farrell's not here tonight. He doesn't play standard. Come on.
No, Farrell wouldn't
Come
wanna.
on, Rob.
Farrell wouldn't know how to play standard. There's too many choices to be made. Arboreal Grazer putting Karn's Bastion into play, so we're gonna really go ham with the.
All of a sudden, Matt's got a big board. Oh, well, he lied to you.
Oh, is Invitational this weekend?
The SCG Con, excuse you.
You got me.
Uptick onto Fairy. 5 mana. I think we're going to see an Enter the Dread. No, big Teferi.
Okay, big Teferi tucking Nissa. That's okay though, man. We've got some action here. The other thing is, even though Max's board looks pretty big, it's not a ton of pressure. Arboreal Grazer's been, blocking. He takes 4 on this attack. I mean, it's 10. It's a good chunk, but not for somebody that has, 15 permanents in play? 5, 10, 13?
Yeah.
All right. Matt's back to a normal non-mana flared existence. Here's Field of Ruin.
There's the Wayward Swordtooth.
The Swordtooth. He's blessed by the city. And he's got mana for Karn's Bastion activation.
Yeah, I think we can just swing in. We can get this big Teferi down.
Yeah, with the Vigilant.
Vigilant Forest and the Paradise Druid.
Right, you're going to trade a Paradise Druid for the
Big Teferi.
the Honor.
And a token, which is fine. You got plenty of mana. And then you can put a second counter on this Blast Zone and proliferate it. And take down 3s. Well, he's got that Sword Tooth now, so I don't know if that's relevant.
Okay, he wants to take down the small Teferi.
Alright, so we're not interested in the 3s.
And so the Oath of Kai is going to drain 2 here.
Yes.
So that's relevant. Might have just taken down the 3. Yeah, like if I like your line of taking down the 3s because you get the Oath there, right, with the Blast Zone?
Yeah, you get the Oath. You would get your own Wayward Sword Tooth, but you didn't really have to cast that this turn. But getting rid of this big Teferi is relevant as well.
So yeah, here we go.
At this point. Well, if he plays this second hero, then taking care of the 2s might be the right call.
Yeah, Matt has an interesting amount of flexibility here. On its face, Max can't really attack. Like, he's just losing so much if he attacks.
So he's going to plus Teferi because there's nothing else to do with Teferi. I would do that before I did anything else.
Here's Enter the God Eternals. So what this does is it... Alright, so Matt is making a sharp play here. He's going to add 1 counter to the Blast Zone.
Milled some Planeswalkers away. We knew one of them was there. Now I think we're just going to have to sit back.
Sit back, relax. We're going to have to wait for another turn to make the action happen. All right.
And Watergrave down.
There's a forest. So with this 2 extra mana, he could have put another counter on the Blast Zone. He can still... I don't know what I would do here. I don't know what the...
So Blast Zone on 3 isn't good anymore because you have something at 3.
Right.
Getting rid of the hero is relevant, but it still leaves behind all these tokens. There just really isn't a good one. I would probably just not think about the Blast Zone too much right now. But putting it on 3 in case he plays a small Teferi is a relevant play still.
Yeah, this deck's scary. When he draws a card and starts counting mana,
Here's a
I'm
card.
not happy. So this card's probably going to plus here.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
You
he's gonna
get the Arboreal Grazer.
1 Arboreal Grazer for you, sir. All right. And so now he's got to
Yeah, just run it out there.
try and kill the Karn, but I would run out the Arboreal Grazer just to block.
Yeah.
Because he can't, let's see, with 4 blockers and 5 attackers, 6 attackers, can't kill the Karn down, right? Because you can just let the tokens through, and then you're going to get the Nissa next turn off your Karn. Blast Zone on 2.
Gets rid of one of the attackers. Or one of the blockers.
Right.
Soon to be attacker.
Yeah, we're going to
Arboreal
generate
Grazer.
another 03.
Might have been interested in sneaking an attack with the Sword Tooth there.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Just to check in.
just to check in.
You're going to get like
Tell
2.
the fairy what's up.
You're going to get 2 for 1 at some point, right?
Well,
Like he could block it aggressively and kill it,
yeah.
but it's not like earning any extra action here. So you're going to get 2 for 1 on it. Here's Narset. Going to go down. Let him look at top 4.
This was a good reason to keep Blast Zone around, potentially putting it on 3, but Hero was getting kind of out of control. And if you resolve this Nissa next turn, you're in great shape. The fact that he's minusing this Narset, if he doesn't grab like a counter spell, you can pretty safely assume this Nissa is just going to resolve.
Yeah, here's a Tyrant Scorn.
Oh, that deals with this Sword Tooth pretty cleanly.
Yep. Still have enough blockers that you're getting your Nissa off the Karn. Oh.
Yeah,
Taking a little bit of damage. He's going to...
Hero and Tyrant Scorn here.
Yeah, he's going to double spell the Hero down.
And there you go.
All right.
Some extra dudes.
Man, this Esper Hero deck's got some grind to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Does it all. Send them all.
Yeah, Karn takes 2. You gotta protect to get this Nissa. It's just the whole show.
And this is a big deal here. So I think he drew a Karn's Bastion, which I would play out.
Right.
So that you can tap it. Well, I guess you don't want to tap it, because you want to be able to activate the Karn's Bastion.
Oh, speaking of Karn's Bastion.
Speaking of the Bastion of Karn, here's Nissa.
I left F&M early last week to swing by and pick up our dinner on my way home.
Mm-hmm.
And did you pick up prizes for me?
I picked up the F&M promos.
Okay, they
It was
didn't do
not
Karn's Bastion. Okay.
No.
Man, I need to get one of those.
I have one.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
You trade me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't know if you were going to put it in your Brea deck.
Nah, I can't really afford to.
Colorless lands, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
Then
Really work that way. So we've got a Nissa here. What are we searching for?
I don't know.
Oh, we're going through the graveyard. I don't know why.
To do what? I'm not sure. I wonder if he's just considering, like, hey, should I, like, concede the game here?
I don't think a concession is necessary at this point.
Yeah, he's still got a lot of wiggle room. So are these 2 face down cards in the graveyard, Spotter?
Yeah, they're still in the graveyard.
What's going on over here, Spotter? Can I get...
Oh, we've got a
Okay.
lane-wide celebration.
So Plain Wide Celebration gives him 4 choices. He can get back permanents. He can make tokens. He can gain life. I think one of the choices is to cast a vote for the Green Party as well, which I don't think anybody's ever done.
Nobody's done that.
Nobody should make that choice.
All right,
Don't do that.
I think he gained 4, got 3 permanents back, one of which is Arboreal Grazer, which you can cast with the Floated Green mana. Now he's got some defense. And next turn, man, he's going to have all kinds of planeswalkers.
Yeah, so he's working hard on this untap with Nissa.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. This Fairy can tuck again.
Proliferate was the one I didn't think of. Proliferate. Might as well be cast a vote for Jill Stein because I don't think anybody's ever used that card to proliferate.
I've used it often to proliferate.
Really?
Yeah.
How often have you cast Plane-Wide Celebration?
Many times in Limited.
Noted.
Sometimes you just need to give all your guys +4/+4.
So it looks like Max took that down. I don't know.
Yeah, he took game 1 down. So he tucked a Grazer, and then killed a Grazer, and then swung in for lethal.
Yeah, so we saw the line of ignore Nissa, attack, life total.
Yeah, with Matt at, I think he was at 12.
Yeah.
I think he gained 4 life for one of those.
So this SCG Con that's coming up, there's the Invitational Tournament at it. From my recollection,
Tell me your recollection.
these invitational tournaments don't often yield. Oh, that's where that is. Don't often yield new and innovative deck lists.
Right.
People play the safe deck list because it's so worthwhile to have like a very good but not win the whole tournament style record.
Right.
So what do you expect in standard? What are the safe choices right now?
Hero
Mono red.
and Gruul.
Yeah, I think your modern experts are going to be playing like a mono red.
I think they'll play Is It.
Oh, sure. I guess that's a much more modern looking deck.
Yeah.
Is It has a very questionable mono red matchup.
Questionable. You think so?
The only card that they have trouble dealing with is Crackling Drake.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you either don't draw those or they draw an equal number of lava coils,
You want to hear something spicy?
sure.
The Is It Phoenix decks don't run Crackling Drake anymore.
So, like, I know 2 people that played Is It Phoenix at this MCQ last week.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them played Crackling Drake.
Yeah, they're like 2 weeks behind.
Okay.
Kefnet is the new hotness. Relationship ended with Crackling Drake. Kefnet is now new BFF.
Oh, but just the BFF?
Yeah. So Kefnet, like, auto turns on all of your Phoenixes, basically, every
Okay.
turn.
Oh, because you show them a instant and then you get to cast another one and then you just have to find another Phoenix or another.
Well, yeah, you show them the instant, you get to cast that one. It's probably drawing you a card because that's what all of your cards do.
Right,
And then you get to cast it again from hand,
right.
and then just anything.
Anything else will do.
Yeah,
The additional card you drew, perhaps.
yes. Multiple additional cards. Yeah, Kefnet is the hotness in the Phoenix decks. There are still people playing Crackling Drakes. That was a bit of an exaggeration. I'm not saying that nobody in the world does.
Right.
But, like, the cutting edge Is It decks,
Yeah.
Kefnets.
All right. But yeah, I love this Phoenix deck. So after this MCQ on the 15th, I think I'm just going to switch on over to the Phoenix deck and learn it.
Okay, just slide on over.
Slide on in there. So it's got a lot of really cool, powerful cards in it, and the only thing that rotates out of it is the mana base, right?
Does the mana base even rotate? I mean,
You lose the Sulfur Falls.
it's not the end of the world.
Right.
Still got all these steam vents.
Yeah, we'll get something in to replace it too.
I wouldn't be too sure about that.
No?
Enemy colored duel. Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'd love to see them come in with these Modern Horizons lands in Standard.
Keep dreaming, pal.
You know-
So apparently this Esper Hero deck, like, its one really bad matchup is the Phoenix list.
Okay.
Phoenix does a really good job of just pressuring walkers. All right, so Max on the draw this time. Let's see if Mac can get anything under some Dovin's vetoes.
This is a good card to get under a Dovin's veto.
I wonder if Max brought in any Dovin's vetoes. I personally would, but I also wouldn't be playing any in the main deck.
So if I'm Matt, I'm interested in playing Carnage Tyrants. That's the card I would bring in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I can't imagine Carnage Tyrant's a bad card against these Esper hero lists that are all like... I mean, Thought Eraser's the only card that gets it, right?
It's pretty bad.
Is it?
They just have infinite chump blockers on the ground.
It is trample.
Like, throw 6 tokens in front of it, which you could very easily have at that point.
Okay.
It doesn't, like, pressure anything particularly well, like any of the 3-mana walkers.
All right, so Max is going to give this one a good hard think.
If I'm Matt, I bring in Thorn Lieutenant. This is where Thorn Lieutenant's really good.
It shines. So he chooses to take out the bottom of the curve. Matt had a drop at every point in that curve.
Yeah, he had all the way up to 6.
And so Jade Light Ranger comes out of Matt's hand. We've got a Surveil that he's given another thing to. Man, lots of choices on this Thought Erasure card.
Yeah. Big fan of taking out the bottom of this curve. Matt has all the lands to cast all of his spells.
Mm-hmm.
But this gives Max basically a free turn to develop his board so that he can put himself in better position to pressure this 4-mana Karn or whatever else comes out next turn. Yeah, Teferi, if they can play Teferi and just plus it, you're in real bad shape.
Okay, so having the threat out to force the minus is good enough?
It's not good enough. Teferi's still very good.
Yeah.
You want to have a threat that's relevant that can force the minus.
Okay.
That's why Thorn Lieutenant's so good. Because they bounce the Thorn Lieutenant's still going to die. They just have to plus.
Right.
And then you're still...
Oh, he minuses.
To draw. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
So he's tapped out here, and this is going to yield a Karn for Matt Koerbel.
Surprised we're not getting a Karn Construct here.
Oh, sure, that would require Max to have
an answer.
To have an answer for that construct.
Yeah, so
even as a 1/1.
Matt had a land and a 5-drop, so we know what he's doing next turn. So the card doesn't really matter.
Yep.
Oh, Command the Dreadhorde out of the board is a real interesting one.
Sure. In turn, we got D-Spark in hand.
I think he's got to copy the Elder Spell as well.
Interesting. See, I guess, I don't know. I would be on de-sparking the Karn. Like, I don't want to give him this card here.
Yeah,
right? Even though it's
just
a forest, like it rolls 2 off the top. I would have been on de-sparking the Karn and then Elder Spelling the inevitable Nissa.
You get an Elder Spell in both.
Yeah, I'm just not that greedy. I would have...
Oh, come on. Greed it up.
Greed is good, huh?
Here's a Jade Light. Now we're going to pressure some Teferi.
Jeez. I'm going to leave that Karn in place.
Leave it on top.
So Matt's never drawn a forest he didn't like. Tons of land in play. Tons more in hand. He's just gonna have this onslaught of gigantic spells.
This Jade Light Ranger is gonna just murder this Teferi unless you take action. You don't have, so like D-Spark doesn't hit it, the Elder Spell doesn't hit it.
Yeah, this is interesting. Matt has taken like a different route that Max wasn't ready for. He thought his next plays were obvious, and I'm going to tell you guys that they're not.
Yeah, he
All right, here we go. So we're going to put
opted to not go like the.
So we're going to put Teferi up at end of turn.
Yeah, it's fine. Puts it out of range of this Jade Light Ranger. You could even bounce the Jade Light Ranger, which I don't think you want to do, but
No.
pretty sure he wants to plus it because he has the Elder Spell. He has Command the Dread Horde. He wants to win via big Command the Dread Horde here. Man, this is going to, because he plussed it there, it's going to let Matt just overrun this board.
Yeah, Matt's going to get to double spell Nissa and Jade Light Ranger.
I mean, he might just Karn, search for an artifact, and then play it. Seems very reasonable as well.
Okay.
Like a Sorcerer's Spyglass.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so Max has activated all his Planeswalker. He's trying to figure out what 2 lands to untap. And so
We're going the Nissa route.
Nissa shakes the world. Untaps the land.
Kills the baby Jace.
And land is going to attack Jace Time Raveler, or Teferi Time Raveler.
Yeah, baby Fairy, sorry.
That's alright. That was
Wrong Blue Walker. And now we can run out the Jade Light Ranger. He could run out this Karn. He could run out this Ugin.
Jeez. So Ugin is going to destroy the larger Teferi.
Yeah, and Max has another Elder Spell in hand, but because he had to bounce the Jade Light Ranger, he wasn't
can't
able to
cast
plus
it here, right?
so
Yeah.
he can't cast the Elder Spell, which would have been nice here.
Gosh, can you imagine?
Oh, I can imagine.
Look at this. Is it a sorcery?
It is a sorcery. He tried to
Okay.
do it anyway.
That got him.
You cannot.
Despark Nissa. Gosh, I mean, it's just so amazing. Like, he's generated... Matt went from a board of Arboreal Grazer to taking down 2 Teferis and left behind an Ugin.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Is your mind boggled?
It's like it's all messed up in a bottle.
Oh. All right then. Do we have another 3-mana Teferi? It doesn't look like it.
We have 3 mana.
Oath of Kaya this down.
Okay. Auto Erasure. Here's
Takes down this Karn.
Karn or Jade Light Ranger.
So he's going to take out on the Karn because he's got the Command the Dread Horde in hand.
Yeah. Do you think he has any artifacts in his sideboard?
Matt?
Max.
No.
Okay.
He might have like a Sorcerer's Spyglass. Wouldn't be the end of the world.
Here's the Sword Tooth. Plays both the lands. Here's a Jade Light Ranger. Bends this and draws a forest. Jade Light Ranger gets a counter. Attack you for 3. Max at 17 here. He can't command the Dreadhorde, but I don't think it, like... I mean, it's certainly very good.
Game 3 from Oath of Kaya.
Oh, sure. So here's Command the Dreadhorde. Certainly very good. Don't know that it outright wins him the game.
He has an Elder spell, so it does a pretty good job of it. So he's at 20. Nissa doesn't do anything for him, and it's exiled anyway. I would probably take the 4-mana Karn.
The Karn that makes constructs.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
just going
right.
for the Triple Teferi. Yeah, the Karn that makes constructs is what I would go for. This is good. I don't know that I would go anything beyond this. This is 14 damage, and you don't have any creatures.
Yeah. And so he has to figure out what each of these is going to do to these creatures.
So we get to, I mean,
Bounce.
all 3 of them have modes that will kill.
Right, we get to
creature.
bounce the forest, tuck
I don't think you can bounce the forest.
the forest, bounce the Sword Tooth, and kill the Jadelight Ranger.
Yeah, it sounds good. And then next turn he can Elder Spell and Alt Teferi, I think. Well, he can't Alt Teferi if he does it that way. The following turn, though. Alright, so bounce there. We have Bounce the Forest. Tuck the Sword Tooth. Kill the Jade Light.
Big swings. Welcome to Standard Magic the Gathering.
All at 1. Yeah, he can't tuck the forest because it's Dawnland. He bounced the forest and tucked the Sword Tooth, I believe. Oh, man, he drew a Nissa. That is so good here.
Yeah, very good.
So now Nissa gets to create a forest that's going to kill one of these planeswalkers.
Probably the Ugin.
I would probably go after Big Teferi.
Okay. How do you feel about going after him?
He's at 6. You're not going to kill him.
Right?
It puts him up to 8. I would just wait till next turn.
Because you can kill him next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you get... Right, you're correct.
I think he has a Teferi alt this turn.
If he wants it.
Yeah, so he gets to plus the Teferi. And then play another Teferi. And then plus... And then he can Elder Spell, kill 2. The 2 other walkers. And then...
So that puts the fairy at 8.
And then he can just minus 8 it. So he builds an alt.
So now every time he draws a card, he gets to exile a permanent, right?
Correct. So Matt is really needing to find something right now.
Nope.
Oh, that'll do it. Alright, so we gotta untap a bunch of land.
Yeah, this is tough.
Can't even jokingly attack with our Grazer. Here's
Yeah,
the
the Sword Tooth, we knew that was there. Draws a card. You're allowed to miss this trigger. So we'll see what he chooses to do here.
Exile the Sword Tooth.
He chooses to play the trigger, which is not uncommon of people with emblems. Bounce the Grazer. Bounce nothing. Get nothing, Lebowski.
Exile the Karn's Bastion. All right. Here's another Sword Tooth.
Wonder why he didn't bounce the Oath of Kaya and replay it with Teferi Time Raveler. How do you feel about that play?
Yeah.
Is it sexy enough for you?
No.
Oh,
You can
okay.
do it. You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. It's
I
not.
ain't mad at you.
It's not unsexy.
All right, so we're in the Teferi Ultimate phase of the game. Here's a Narset. We're going to dig.
So he could top deck a Karn and get a Sorcerer's Spyglass.
Does it do anything?
Oh, sure. He could play a Plane-Wide Celebration.
Plane-wide Celebration would be good. Not as much anymore.
Concur. These zombie tokens not going to end well for him. I'll tell you what, this mono green deck is really fun to watch.
It is.
It's got a lot of lines that are just amazing. I mean, I